Computer. So now you know you're being recorded. Don't do anything naughty. Hi, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Kelly Posner, and I am one of your hosts this evening for your sneak peek into coaching, learning about the business of coaching, how you can earn an income while making an impact. And I am so excited to have you here that you took the time to either be on with us live tonight or watching the recording. So grateful that you are taking a few minutes, hopefully, to see what's possible if you decided to go all in on you. So I'm going to share my story. This is kind of how we're going to run it tonight. I'm going to share a quick version of my story. I've been a coach for over 7.5 years, so my story has changed tremendously over that time. And then you're going to get to hear from some of my coaches on my team and newer coaches, older coaches, and I don't mean age, I just mean inexperience. And then we're going to show you kind of what a coach actually really does, and then share with you how you can join us as a customer, as a preferred customer, or even a coach. So here we go. I told you that my name is Kelly, and I've been a coach since February of 2014. Right? So we're in 21. Yeah. I just hit my 7-year mark in February of 2021. And I actually was able to resign from my job this last June. When I started coaching, I was a high school counselor. I went to undergrad, I went to grad school, I went to college for like what seemed like 9 years, forever, spent a buttload of money on a college education because I thought that's what you had to do in order to be successful. And I needed a career. I wasn't independently wealthy. I wasn't married. I couldn't just, walk around and pay for things. I had to have a job. And I loved the idea of being in education because my mom was a teacher and I loved the holidays. I loved the summer vacations. And what I really wanted to be most of all was a mom. My mom was one of the best moms on the planet. And she was, like I said, she was a teacher. She was home with us most of our young lives and didn't go back into teaching until we were older. So she was always there with us after school, summer vacations, holidays, and things like that. And I wanted that life. And obviously couldn't have that life until I was a mom. And so I went, like I said, I went to school. I got my job as a high school counselor and I loved it. But I got married. I had a baby. And 3 years into that marriage and only 9 months into having my daughter, I ended up leaving my ex-husband and I quickly became a single mom, living on one paycheck, literally paycheck to paycheck, because on a teacher's salary, I won't say that I was paid super little. It was a great salary, but when you're the only one earning, there just wasn't enough money at the end of the month. And so Laura, you're failing at your job. So I'm gonna, I'll admit her. There just wasn't enough money at the end of the month. And so I wanted to find something that I could do. I needed to earn a side income. And I wanted to find something that I could do that I was super passionate about, but also wouldn't take me away from my already limited time with my daughter. I shared custody with her dad. And so I didn't want to get a job at Target or Starbucks or anything like that, where I'd have to send my daughter to daycare or have somebody else watch her just so I could go to work and make money. And I'd always been somebody that was into fitness. Like I worked out at the gym at least 6 days a week. I had no idea about nutrition or anything like that. But I was like, oh, I could get behind this. Like me personally, I was like, when I was being asked to join companies, like back then it was Pampered Chef or what is it, LuLaRoe, or all these other companies, and Scentsy candles, which are things that I purchased from these people that were in these businesses. But I was like, gosh, if I'm going to spend my extra time, like my lunch breaks, or after Kinley went to bed, or when she was with her dad, if I'm going to spend my time, I want it to be something that I can truly be super passionate about, get behind, and truly believe that people need this to change their lives, right? And so for me, when coaching and when Beachbody fell into my lap, literally fell into my lap. I started dating my now husband, and his best friends were full-time Beachbody coaches. One had been a teacher and one had been an attorney, and now they were full-time Beachbody coaches. And because of my lack of income and extra money at the end of the month, I had to get rid of my gym membership. I had a young baby, so it was like I couldn't go to the gym at my apartment complex. So I was like, what can I do? I knew I needed to stay fit. I knew I needed to be healthy for my child. And so working out at home just seemed like the best alternative. It was the best solution for me at the time. And um, and so I started working out from home, and I actually went, I became a challenger first, and I went on a weekend trip with my now husband's best friend and his wife at the time. And I heard her talking about this coaching thing. I didn't really realize what it was. And she was voice messaging coaches and people and corporate and all this stuff. And I was kind of eavesdropping. And I was like, huh, like you can make an income like working out and helping people do that and find a solution for their issues and problems in their life. Like I found one for mine. And I kept listening and I kept listening. And when we got home from that weekend, I asked questions, but not, didn't want her to know I was really, really wanted in, because then she probably wouldn't let up on inviting me. And I was like, what if I did this? And I asked my boyfriend, who was my husband now, and I said, what if I fail? Like, what if I do this? Is it you like, what if I'm not good at it? And is it going to affect your relationship? He's like, oh my gosh, no, you should do this. You'd be amazing. And I signed up to coach. I had no idea where this coaching gig, if you will, would take me. I literally only wanted to earn a couple extra $100 a month. That's all I needed for happy hours, coffee dates, something cute for my daughter to wear on Christmas. That's all I needed. And fortunately, because I had a passion for helping people and sharing my journey, I literally started working out from my living room apartment, my tiny living room apartment, with one set of adjustable Reebok weights from Target, with my used TV with a DVD player in it for $75 that I got on Craigslist because there was no Facebook Marketplace. I started sharing my journey. I started showing up for myself first and sharing my journey along the way. And then people started asking me, what are you doing? And I started sharing exactly what I did with coaching, or what I did with my own workouts. I started following the nutrition plans. 21-day fix came out, the ultimate portion fix, the portion fix now that it's called. It's changed its name so many times. I started actually fueling my body. I started learning so much about myself, because in order to be a good coach, I had to take care of myself first. Nobody wants perfect. When I used to think that, oh my gosh, I can't be a health and wellness coach if I have tortilla chips, or if I have a cocktail, or if I have a burger and fries on a Friday night. And that's, first of all, that's false for your own health and wellness journey, as well as being a successful coach or coach at all. People relate to real. People relate to the struggle. People relate to knowing they can struggle, but also overcome. And I've overcome a lot in my life. And if whether you're somebody that I invited and have been following me, if you're just getting to know me now on this call, I will tell you, I lost my mom at the age of 15. I've been depressed most of my adult life on antidepressants, probably since the age of 19. This is a really short synopsis. I was in a very emotionally and verbally abusive relationship and marriage for the whole relationship, almost 11 years, and marriage for 3 years. I filed bankruptcy at the age of 32. And now I'm one and a half weeks away from turning 42 years old. I am a full-time entrepreneur working out of my home, this beautiful home that I now have with my loving husband, my beautiful daughter that I get to take to school, pick up from school if I want to, volunteer in her classroom, live a life of freedom that I never dreamed possible. Never dreamed possible. And it all started because I decided to put my energy into something that I was passionate about, and where I could not only help myself, but help others. And I know that my path is not everybody's path. And that's why I'm really excited for you to hear from my other coaches tonight. But I didn't think that my path was my path either when I started. When I started, I loved my job. I never thought I would be able to leave it. I thought I was a 30-year veteran, going to leave with my full pension. And I have 13 years of education. And when I resigned, and it was over the last couple of years that I realized my dreams were bigger than that 30-year pension. My dream life was more important to me than having not sustainable, safe, if you will, income or safe job. But I never believed that until I got into the business of coaching and learned what was possible if I was willing to go after it. So I'm going to stop talking because I could go on forever. And I have 3 wonderful people that need to share their stories. And so I'm going to turn it over to Michelle Bogart to make sure that her internet stays good this whole time.
Yes, hopefully let's keep it going the entire time. Hi, my name is Michelle Bogart. I'm 41, live in Oklahoma City. I am married to my high school sweetheart. We just celebrated our 21st wedding anniversary. And we have 2 kids. Caitlin is 22 and Keegan is just turned 20. So no more teenagers in the house. But we do have 3 grandbabies. We have a set of twin boys that will be 3 on Halloween. And then we have a little girl, Paisley, and she just turned 4 months. So we definitely have a full house because we all still live in the same house. We're a close family and we just can't let go, I guess. Anywho, those grandbabies are the reason why I started coaching. When they were a few months old, of course, babies play on the floor, and I wanted to be on the floor with them. That was all great for a few minutes, but if I wanted to be on the floor with them for more than a few minutes, my joints would ache, my legs would hurt so bad. I thought I had arthritis. So I was like, something's got to give. I went to doctor after doctor, and they pretty much just laughed me out of the office because, when you're 40 years old and you're going to an arthritis doctor, they're like, no, I don't think so. So luckily, my coach Laura was in my inbox and inviting me. And I just messaged her and was like, I got to do something different. And that's where my journey began. Fast forward a year, and I had lost 22 pounds. I was able to play on the floor with hours with my 1-year-old grandbabies, and I wasn't hurting. And I I never thought that I could have that. I never thought that I would feel strong and be able to do the things that working out allows us to do. So I could not coach. I had to make sure I spread the word and got everyone involved because there's just something that happens in your mind and inside when you think that you can't do all these things, and then all of a sudden this whole other world is opened up to you and you realize that you can do anything. If you want to do it, you're going to be able to do it. So I was all in for sure. um, and now, don't get me wrong, when I first started coaching, I was a bundle of nerves. I still am, if you can't tell. um, but I just didn't have very much confidence in myself. I was a backstage kind of person, behind the camera kind of person, whatever it was, I was behind it. I didn't care. I was always afraid of looking stupid or messing up. And so those limiting beliefs would always stop me from stepping out of my comfort zone. I would say no to so many things because I didn't want to look dumb or mess up. And then I have all these people looking at me. Now, what do I do? But one of the things that I love about being a Beachbody coach is exactly what Kelly said. one of our vital behaviors is to take care of ourselves and to do personal development. Now, I'm one of those that I always kind of turn my nose up to personal development. I just walk past it on my way to all the Harry Potter books and fun stuff, and I never looked back twice. So once I got into coaching and I started getting into the personal development, again, it's just like with the workouts and the physical new world that was opened up. PD opened up a whole nother world for me. And through PD and through my coaching besties, I found myself again. I always say I found myself again. I have confidence in myself and I love who I am. And I think that I'm able to.
Your mic just went off. Is it? Oh, there it's back. It's back. Okay.
Where did we leave off?
You're good. You're good.
Oh, okay.
You were talking about your confidence.
I thought that I was just starting Beachbody to lose weight, and I gained so much more than that. I gained confidence through the posts and the videos in my stories, just getting used to being out there. And so now this girl that was behind the scenes and just didn't want any attention at all is now in the forefront, and I'm loving it. So I get to meet so many new people and help them find the things that I found, and the confidence and the strength alone that you have mentally and physically are just completely worth it. But I am still coaching, and I continue to invite to coaching and invite to my challenge groups, because I want everyone that I know to get in on this. There is nothing in this that that I would give up. I love the entire encompassment of what Beachbody is, the company, the people in it, and what we stand for. And my coach, Laura, believed in me before I believed in myself. And that is huge. And I want to be that person for other people. I want to believe in you before you even believe in yourself, because I know what's possible. I've seen what's possible, and it can totally be possible for you too. There's just so much that goes into all this, and you are never alone. There's so many of us that are so diverse in where we're from and what we do, and we just all mesh so well together, and it's just an amazing community inside and out, no matter what side of the fence you're on, whether you're just a challenger or a coach. So get in and just find out what's possible.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Michelle. I always get chills when I hear other people's stories, and I'm always like, can I sign up again? Like, how does that, like, I just want to sign up again. So thank you so much, Michelle, for sharing. Now we're going to turn it over to Miss Alex from Texas.
Hey, everyone. Can you guys hear me? I have headphones on. Awesome. Okay, so I'm coming to you from Denton, Texas. So my story with Beachbody goes back a long time ago, maybe 10 years ago. I was friends with my now fiance, and we did Insanity together on the Xbox way before I even knew anything about it. I really didn't even know what it was. And then a few years later, he was like, hey, remember that program we did? You should try it again. So I bought the CDs. I actually had a friend from my hometown who was constantly inviting me to join her. And I was just like, I'm good. I'm doing my CDs. I'm good. And, you know, I really enjoyed Shanti's program. I loved it. I lost weight. Everything felt good for me. And then life kind of hit, and I became an adult, and work hit. And when it hits like a freight train. And I stopped taking care of myself. I started binge eating. I didn't have a whole lot of coping skills with all of that life was bringing me. I already was an introvert, but became like an extreme introvert. If you know me, I mention this to Kelly all the time, but I was definitely a social media lurker. I would never post. I just looked at people's stuff because I was just uncomfortable. That if I could sum it up in a word, I was just uncomfortable in my own body, in who I was, and just everything that was encompassing my health. I just didn't like it. I didn't feel good. And so I was just kind of unhappy. And then Kelly just constantly, was just like reaching out to me. And it was awesome because at the time I was still doing Beachbody. I had actually purchased the year of Beachbody and I was doing the programs and I absolutely love them. Love them more than anything. And I would make posts about it and she would message me like, hey girl, how's it going? And sometimes I would answer and sometimes I wouldn't, but I knew, I was like, that's the girl though. Like I like her and I clicked with her immediately and I didn't know her besides from social media. And I felt like she knew me, but I never posted somehow though. But it was amazing. And it felt like I had a friend that I never met in person. It felt like I had someone I could lean into who was not just my normal clique of friends. And it was just a little bit differently. So she finally got me to say yes. It was actually April of this year. It was super awesome for me because I was like, you know what, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go all in. I'm not going to just go halfway. I'm going to do the whole thing. And I remember like that month of April, like it was in the middle of the month and I'm like going on lunch break walks after I take my kids to the cafeteria and I'm like messaging friends I know on Facebook or like making my posts, and it just felt good. Like I remember, I'll never forget the first person that I got to sign up with Beachbody and fall in love with it the way that I did. Because it not only changed just like my physical abilities, but it changed my mental abilities too. I was on an antidepressant medication. I was always sad. I was extremely introverted, and I feel like I'm coming out of that shell. I don't think that I've fully came, but I'm like almost there and it feels really awesome. It feels really, really good. And a funny thing that like I think about what changed is that like the weekends before used to scare me because they were the times that just everything went bananas. Like I didn't exercise, I didn't eat healthy, I didn't do anything. And like now it's not even a question. It's just I know what I'm going to do Saturday morning when I wake up. I know what I'm going to eat on the weekends. It's not so much of like emotional, like of how I make choices. I'm not emotional about like food and stuff like that. And that is something that has been such a game changer for me because I would always work out, but I would never lose weight. But since April 2021, I've lost a steady of like 13 pounds, which is awesome. And like Michelle said, PD has been a super game changer for me. I didn't read before. I liked books, but I didn't read them, or I would start them and not finish them. And I've read probably, I think I just started my 5th book since April. So it feels awesome. And I really, really like them. And, I just like my best friend always says, like, I can see how much you've grown in the 6 months since April or 4 months or whatever it's been, just how much more confidence I have in myself. I think I made a post not too long ago about how I trust myself again. Like before I would know that like, okay, I have this calendar and I would work out most of the time, but I wouldn't like follow through with it all the way. But like when I went in on April, I was like, I'm going to go in all the way, like with everything. And I have, and it feels good to like be able to rely on your own self when that hasn't always been like possible. And what I love most about coaching is just being able to express like my excitement for exercise and like being healthy. I love that. So if you're like my friend, you get to hear that all the time, which is great, But something else that majorly coaching has done for me is in the past month, I lost my best friend. I lost my grandpa, and that's been a huge thing for me. It still is. And every day that I was going through that, I was working out and I was drinking my shakes and I was eating healthy, and it felt good to rely on myself. And that's the one thing that I can say that coaching has done, is it's given me a reason to go 100% in on myself. And it's definitely the best decision I've ever made. So yeah, that's my coaching journey.
Oh my gosh. Okay. They know I don't cry. So but they're getting me close with these stories. I'm not heartless. I just don't cry. So last but certainly not least, thank you so much, Alex, for sharing and being so vulnerable. We have Miss Lori, and she is my oldest coach. And no, I don't mean by age. I mean, she's my longest running coach, still active with me besides my current husband, but he don't really count. So I am so excited to listen to Lori tell her story tonight.
Well, I'm crying, you guys. I'm like a Hallmark card waiting to happen. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. Well, I am the oldest, so I'm bringing in, I'm damn proud of it. I'm 64 years old, and my journey started back in August of 2015. And I had signed up as a discount coach with one of my really good friends. And she decided she wanted to go down another path. And she was under Kelly. So when my friend got out of it, I happened to get in under Kelly. And as you guys can see, she's kind of a little Spitfire. And so we kind of sandwiched each other. So she's a Spitfire here, and I'm a Spitfire here. And so I wasn't really interested in coaching. I was interested in the discount because I loved Shakeology. And I said I started in August of 2015. Well, I had retired in 2012 from a long tenure with a health insurance company here in Portland, Oregon. And I was always very passionate about health and wellness. And I was always worked out at 24-hour fitness, but I never got results. I was very intimidated when I went to the gym, looking at all the little, Coke bottle ladies and, hard bodies and all that kind of stuff. And I was always very intimidated. So I paid a lot of money and worked out with a personal trainer, and I still never got any results. So fast forward, signed up with the as a discount coach to get the discount on Shakeology. I loved it. And we decided to travel. So we lived in Oregon and got a motorhome, and I became what they call a snowbird. So we live half-time in Arizona for the winter, and then we travel the other 6 months of the year in a motorhome. So we don't always have internet. And so I wanted to be able to work out. So we weren't like driving into the gyms to be able to work out. So I needed to have my workouts go with me. So we used to have CDs. And so I always did 21-day fix. I had the CDs, I popped them into either my laptop or in the DVD in the motorhome, and I did my workouts. So Kelly encouraged me to post. And so I was not an internet person. I was not comfortable with posting and doing those kinds of things. But as you heard me say, Kelly's kind of a Spitfire. So she got me to post. And so I would be posting my workouts in a campground or out in the forest, and that I was doing my workouts. So every day I drank my shake, I did my workouts. And over time, when we moved to Arizona, the workouts became less and less and less, and I was having more fun going out to breakfast, going out to lunch, going out to dinner, going to happy hours. And needless to say, I ballooned to 150 pounds, and I'm 5'2". I was basically the weight I was when I gave birth to my daughter back in 1980. And if you could ever see my before pictures, I look at them now and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't even know who that person is. So fast forward to the launch of a new program that was coming. Alex talked about Shaun T, and he was launching a new program called Transform 20. And I knew that I needed to change because I was really literally sick and tired of being sick and tired. I didn't feel good. I wasn't sleeping. I was being a biatch. I wasn't fun to be around. Even though I was retired and I was living this wonderful, happy life, I wasn't happy inside. I had this incessant committee just talking inside my head, telling me that I wasn't good enough and that I couldn't do this or I couldn't do that. So I went all in with that program, that Transform 20. It was launching, I think it was December of 2018, it came out, and the program was starting in January of 2019. And I was so out of shape. I practiced for 3 weeks before the program even started. I couldn't do any of the stuff on the steps. I couldn't do a push-up. I mean, obviously not a real push-up, but I couldn't even do a girl's push-up. So I was starting from ground zero. I always knew a lot about nutrition, but I thought I did, but I really didn't. And so I did the Ultimate Portion Fix, and I did it. I was in about a month and I wasn't losing any weight. And so I was starting to get really, really discouraged. And my coach just said, don't focus on the number. Don't focus on the number. And I said, okay. And so I just kept tweaking my nutrition program. And like I said, I'm very mature at my age of 64. I was 62 when I started this. We have these things called hormones that as we age, they slow down and our metabolism slows down. So I needed to tweak my nutrition plan. And through the Ultimate Portion, they have something called Time Nutrition. So it was suggested to me to possibly do that. So I did. And I did it very consistently for 2 weeks. And when I said I went in all in, I didn't drink alcohol. I followed it to the T. I did my workouts every day. And the weight started to come off. And everything just started to change. It just started to flow. And I was getting happier. I was reading personal development. And all of the fear and the lack of confidence and not feeling good enough was starting to just kind of dissipate, kind of go away. And, we all have, I don't know if I'm supposed to swear, but we all have shit in our lives. We have stuff from growing up our environments, whether they're good or they're bad, but they still mold us into the individuals that we are today. And the neat thing about it is that some of those things are really, really good things that help us to be wonderful people. And there's other things that, like I said, those people in our head, those really had a hold of me. I was divorced. I went through an awful, awful custody battle over my daughter. There was just things that just happened in it. I didn't really realize how they had hung on to me. And so I just started. And so over time, Kelly just kept popping in saying, I think you would make a really good coach. And I'm like, no, I'm retired. I don't have any interest in doing that. I like what I'm doing. And so she just kept over time, just kept, popping in, encouraging me and just telling me that I had a great story to share. And so I think I signed up originally, like I said, in August of 2015, but my start date of coaching was later on in 2019. So I decided that I did have something to share, and that if I was going through this same type of thing, that I knew there was other people out there too. And I wanted them to know that it didn't matter how old you were, you can change. So whether you're 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or you're 70 years old, age is not, it doesn't define that you can't get healthy. It might be different, but you can still do it. And so I felt like I wanted to share that. And I got lots of encouragement, and that's just kind of how it started. And I love it. I was a demo rep for a pet food company, and when COVID hit, I worked part-time going into pet food stores, giving out pet food samples. And I think I worked 6 hours, 2 days a week, and I was exhausted. And I made, this much money. And, again, Beachbody doesn't promise you anything. It's based on what you do and what you're willing to put into it. But I can tell you what I'm doing, I'm making probably double what I made as a pet food sample demo rep. And you know what? I'm passionate about health and wellness. And I think in today's society, we really need to focus on taking care of ourselves. And I don't know of any job that pays you to go out and be an ambassador for you and to really take care of yourself. So I don't need a brick to drop on my head. I think this is amazing. It's an amazing company. And the fact that I get to be the CEO of my own company, I don't even have a freaking college degree. My college degree is from the College of Life. So it doesn't take any of that. It just takes a passion, a commitment, and consistency and belief in yourself. You can do it. So I encourage you, whether you want to just be a customer, or you want to be a preferred customer, or you want to go all in. It's an amazing community. And I just got the opportunity to be at a virtual summit with our team. And I walked away feeling more full of life than I have in a really long time. So I thank Kelly for coming in and inviting me to this opportunity. So thank you for listening.
Oh my goodness. Wow. This is better than I could have ever imagined. Oh my gosh. I'm just feeling so grateful right now. And I don't know about y'all, but I feel like I'm sound really annoying. So everybody just said, she's not bothering me. She just kept messaging me, but look at where it got you. Okay. No. So anyway, I thank my ladies so much for sharing. I hope their stories resonated with you as much as they did with me. And I know all three of them, and I'm getting to know them even better. And I feel like I know even more about them just listening to them tonight. So right now, I just want to share a little bit about, we all kind of shared our story, and through that, we shared what we do as coaches. And it really is, let me move our faces away around so I can see. It really is as simple. This job, if you will, or side gig, or whatever you want, it is my full-time career now, but it really is simple. It's not always easy. As they shared with you, they had to get outside of their comfort zone. They really had to work on their personal development. Personal development was my number one game changer, and I did not mention it in my story. I am not even remotely the same human being that I was 10 years ago, 7.5 years ago when I started, even 4 years ago. I continue to get better every single year because that's the commitment I've made to myself. I want to be the best version of myself. And so literally our job, and what a coach does, is you use our programs, you use our nutrition plans, our supplements, you do the mindset work, and you connect with the community, the amazing human beings that you get to be with every single day, virtually mostly. I remember I always said, if there was ever a time, I would never quit coaching, never, even if I didn't earn a penny, because if I quit coaching, I would lose the community that is Team Beachbody. And there's nobody I want to lose in this community. I cannot imagine my life or what it would look like if I didn't have the community of support and positivity that I've found, helped created and cultivate through being a Team Beachbody coach. And so there's 5 elements of transformation that you get to work on yourself. And then you show up authentically on social media, in social gatherings, in real life, and share what you're doing with other people. Just like you would share your favorite restaurant or a favorite clothing boutique that you go to. We do that already, but we don't get paid for it. We don't get a slice of the pie from Nike or Lululemon or the restaurant that down the street that you go to. They don't even give you a discount on food. Like, what the hell? But through coaching, you get to change your own life and share exactly what you're doing. You don't have to sugarcoat it. You don't have to say, oh, this is so easy, I just did my workout. You can literally say, I do not want to walk out in my gym and do my workout today. But because of my community, because of my commitment to myself, I am going to show up. You can say, I don't want to eat salad today. I don't want to follow I don't want to cut out alcohol. I say that every day. You can be real and show that you struggle, but that you overcome those struggles. That is what life is all about. The sad part is most of us aren't honest about that. We don't want to share that vulnerable parts because we think that other people have it all figured out, and they don't. They want to know that you struggle too, not because they're mean, but because they see you overcoming that struggle, and they want to know how you did it. And the biggest struggle that the majority of women, moms, whatever, we struggle with our own personal self-care. We struggle with our body image. We struggle with our confidence, all of these time management, all of these things that you get to work on to be a better you and to be a better coach, mom, friend, wife, partner, coworker. It's incredible. It's incredible. So now, I'm gonna stop talking again. I'm gonna share with you the 3 ways that you can get started on your own journey. If you're coming here tonight and you're brand spanking new, you're not even a customer of one of the coaches that invited you, you can be a customer, you can be a challenger, you can be a community member, and you're still gonna get access to all the workouts that are life-changing, the nutrition plans, the supplements. You're gonna get that accountability and that support system that we thrive on. You're gonna have to pay retail price for all of the things, but that's okay. That's okay. Some people don't like deals. I don't know. Then the second option, you can skip or cancel product at any time. Doesn't matter. And our second option, this is a brand new option that just came out. Miss Lori talked about the fact that she used to be a discount coach, which essentially is somebody who loves the products, loves the programs, and they literally just want a discount. Like, I mean, I go to Costco, I don't know if you guys all know what Costco is, and I pay a membership fee annually so I can go into Costco and get the best deal on bulk foods and items and things. And I sign up to do other things because I can get what are all the things when you go shopping at stores? If you sign up for our emails, you can get 10% off or all these things or whatever, right? Like, that's essentially what a preferred customer is, with a little bit of perks of being a coach without actually having that title. So no additional sign-up costs. You still get that same community of support. You actually get access to our team page if you want to, so you can see, again, kind of be a fly on the wall of what goes on in a coach's life or in a coach's world. You actually get early access to programs and products that customers don't, just for being a preferred customer. You do have a monthly membership fee that essentially gets you that early access. It gets you in the door to be with trainers in programs and start the programs before everyone else. And to get a 25% off discount on all the products, except for Beachbody On Demand, that we offer. And again, you can skip or cancel at any time. There's like a quota that you have to have, or you have to sign up for 6 months and you have to pay the fee for 6 months before you can cancel. None of that. We want this to be the decision that's best for you. And then the third choice, which I think is the best choice, is the legacy builder or coach. The beauty of coaching, and I hope that it came through with the difference in our stories, is that we all have different dreams and goals when it comes to coaching. We all started for different reasons and continue to coach for different reasons. And when I started as a coach, I just needed extra income a month. What I didn't know I needed was the community of positive people the accountability for my own lifestyle, and the personal development to literally change the lies and the things that were going on between my ears for decades. And so as a coach, you just have that one level up of the community, the support. You get early access to products and programs. It's the same monthly membership as a preferred customer. You can skip or cancel at any time. You get to be trained and join the team stuff, not just our challenge groups or our bod groups, but all of the team energy and the team events. It's just a smaller, tighter knit community. You can also at any time, at any moment that your best friend or your neighbor or somebody says, "What are you doing? You seem happier. You look amazing. You look healthier." Go, "Oh, well, do you want to do it?" Like, you could do it too. Do you want to be happy and feel amazing and awesome too? You could earn an income instantly. You have the option to turn your message into income that could provide for yourself or for your family. And for me, it provided freedom, time freedom, something I never thought I would have. Coaching is what you want to make it. You want to earn $100 a month. You want to pay for your products. Don't want to cut. I get Shakeology monthly. I just want to pay for my Shakeology. Just want to pay for my Energize. I just want to pay for my beach bars, whatever it is. Maybe I want to set a few $100s a month away for a car payment, pay my car off sooner, buy a car, start a savings account for my kids' college fund, for that trip I've always wanted to take. You get to have a vision and you get to work towards that vision. And sky is the limit. I promise you that. All of these options are wonderful. All of these options are for you to decide what's going to be best for you. And at any time, you can change. You can go up, down the ladder, if you will. There's a ladder, I don't know, pyramid, whatever. At any time, you can decide to change your life and change your future. I messed up. All right. I am going to stop sharing. I am going to see if there are any messages questions. Doesn't look like there's any in the comments. Is there anybody have any questions that's still on the recording? Raise your hand with a little hand raising, or you can unmute yourself and ask. Otherwise, I think I'm going to say goodnight. I am going to encourage you to reach out to the coach that invited you or sent you this recording to ask any questions. And I hope that I will see you in our bod group and or our team page. But I just want to thank you again for joining us, and I hope you have a great night.
Thanks, everybody.